Hello, and welcome to this year's FSA annual meeting. My name's Rich Lysle, and I'm the current chair of the FSA Board of Directors. And on behalf of the board, I would like to welcome all of you and thank you for tuning in to this year's virtual meeting. This is the second year in a row in which we've had to go with a virtual format for our annual meeting. We were hoping that we could be in person this year and see everybody, but the pandemic continues to have other plans for us, and so we are doing it virtually once again. Hopefully next year we'll be back in person. We can all see each other and enjoy the networking and discussions that we normally have at our annual meeting. I know I'm missing those, and you probably are too. Over this past year, the board and the staff of FSA have continued to pivot as necessary and have worked to keep communication lines open with our members, listen to your needs, and respond with useful programs and services. This has included lots of virtual education sessions, virtual peer group meetings, and lots of moral support along the way. You will be hearing from Jane Mack and the other staff leaders about the upcoming year and some of the goals that we'll be working on. But I wanted to review a few of the accomplishments from this past year. Despite the ongoing pandemic, this was a very successful year for FSA, with a number of important initiatives moving forward during the year. Our new restructured dues format was in place for 2021. This included a more simplified formula for member dues, with the elimination of many of the surcharges for access to our programs, and a capped cost for some of our larger organizations. The new dues formula resulted in savings for many of our members. It also resulted in a reduction in our overall membership fees for FSA. We launched a new, more dynamic FSA website during the year that includes over 250 resources, such as templates, videos, articles, and other tools to support your work in the areas of diversity, equity and inclusion, compliance, governance, management, and much more. Many thanks go out to Lindsay Cox for all of her hard work with getting the new website up and rolling. FSA's physical address has changed this year as well, and that was a big project for the staff. The staff moved their offices in December 2021 to a shared space with longtime FSA member, Friends Life Care partners. FSA is now sharing common spaces such as conference rooms and training rooms with Friends Life Care to reduce expenses for both organizations while offering better options for collaborating with our members, and both in person and for virtual items. In our quest to listen and respond to our members and clients' needs, the FSA staff conducted market research during 2020 and 2021 regarding compliance services and our educational offerings, and we are currently responding to the themes that emerged from that research. And you'll hear more about that from Jane Mack. In recent years, we have seen a decline in the number of members in FSA. This trend was recognized several years ago, and the board agreed that we should concentrate on increasing services to non-members rather than striving to increase membership. This strategy has paid dividends for FSA. Despite decreasing number of FSA member organizations, we are financially strong. As dues revenue has decreased because of declining membership and also the elimination of some of the surcharges that I mentioned earlier, our consulting work has increased and compliance is growing. Several new compliance members have been added in the past year, resulting in the need for additional compliance staff to serve the new organizations. So our compliance staff is expanding along with the overall program. Karla Dreisbach continues to lead our compliance program, and we thank Karla and her staff for their work in developing a world-class compliance program that continues to be in high demand. FSA has also continued to supply valuable services and training in the areas of diversity, equity, and inclusion. Marsha Wesley Coleman has worked with a number of organizations this year, both within the FSA membership and beyond our basic membership, and has become a recognized resource on this topic. We thank Marsha for all of her hard work on these important and critical issues. Jane Mack's expertise in board governance continues to be recognized, and this past year there were a number of projects she's worked on, most notably her work with Leading Age to develop training modules for board best practices. This is an area that has potential for much future growth for FSA, and the board will be considering that as we work on the strategic plan in the coming year. I would like to take this opportunity to thank all of the FSA staff for their talent, their dedication, and all of their efforts throughout this past year. Their flexibility and dedication to our values and mission have enabled FSA to keep providing valuable services to you, our members. All in all, despite the pandemic and the related issues, FSA had a very successful year in 2021. I would encourage all of you to check out the Impact Report, which is available on the FSAmeeting.org website for more information on the work completed in the 2021 year. Thank you for your ongoing membership in FSA, your support of our organization, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the annual meeting. Thank you.
Hello. Here we are again, coming to you virtually, wishing that we were meeting in person. In recognition of the stresses and time crunch you are all experiencing, our theme for this year's annual meeting is SOS, Sustaining Our Spirit. This theme plays out in our shorter format, the tips for finding joy and staying sane from your fellow members, which you will see between presentations, and in our choice of keynote speaker, Rio's son from Zappos. We sincerely hope that we can gather face-to-face for our 2023 annual meeting. Rich shared with you some of the highlights of 2021, and you can hear more specific information in the updates from Marsha and Karla. I want to spend a few minutes talking about what we are doing now and looking forward. We continue to seek out the best ways to connect with you and find that different formats work best with different groups. We're using a multifaceted approach of both hard copy and electronic communications to be sure the information gets to you. We continue to work on supporting you despite the obstacles of labor shortages and the pandemic. We're thrilled to be getting back to providing some services and holding some meetings in person, while recognizing that the virtual option has allowed more people to participate. Our plans are to continue to offer education and services in a variety of formats, from in-person and on-site to virtual, hybrid, and recorded for use on demand. The market research we did over the past 2 years included a clear message of a desire for some on-demand videos, and plans are in the work to develop our first ones. These videos will be 20 minutes or less and available on our website. We will also be looking at the possibility of developing content that you can incorporate into your online learning systems such as Lysle or use independently. 2 other areas where we are devoting energy and resources in response to the research are to Quakerism and values and governance resources. We encourage you to explore our website, where we already have a resource library. This is not a static site, but one where additional information is added on an ongoing basis. As Rich mentioned, while our number of member organizations is decreasing, the number of organizations we serve outside of FSA continues to increase. Check out our impact report to see the statistics on what percentage of our income comes from your FSA membership dues and the increasing amount of business we are doing beyond the FSA membership. This does not mean we're diluting our mission. It means that more people are joining the conversation and training programs, which enriches the experience. And the revenue helps to keep the fees lower for you, our members. Finally, we never want you to think we have lost sight of why we are here. As the call for strong organizational culture seems more prominent in the headlines in our changing world, we have found that our Quaker heritage continues to serve as a firm backbone within our organizations. In all that we are doing, we remain true to that heritage and true to our tagline, rooted in values, driven by excellence.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to our conference this year. Unfortunately, we won't be in person again, but it's good to have an opportunity to update you on the compliance and risk management program. In 2021, certainly it was a year of change, with the keyword of flexibility being part of what we do on a day-to-day basis. We were fortunate to bring on 2 new staff persons this year in 2021. And we brought on 6 new member organizations to the compliance program. They joined us at the beginning of 2022. Our challenges over the year have included the ongoing transition from working remotely to modifying our review processes and being able to meet the needs of our clients. However, now that the pandemic has passed, or slowly fading, we are back to working on site and being able to create the relationships that we need with our member organizations. It's an ongoing challenge to balance our client needs with our staffing and with our changes that we have in the regulatory environment that we work in every day. And the team is dedicated to meeting the needs of those clients and being able to facilitate better processes within each of the organizations. Thanks for joining us today.
Hi, I'm Marsha Wesley Coleman, and I'm happy to serve and partner with you as the Director of Learning and Development for FSA. We hope that learning and development played a small part in sustaining your spirit in the following ways. Learning. This year, in response to your input, we've added 10 new programs to our monthly virtual learning labs in tracks such as employee retention, diversity, leadership, and personal development. Specifically, we aim through our content to help your organization be an inclusive place to work. We thank you for sending 250 participants since the Learning Lab's inception. We created a course catalog this year, and we sent it out via mail, but you can also download it on our website. And the purpose of this catalog is so that you can see what programming is available to bring on site for in-person learning. Some organizations are already beginning to do this. Don't forget that we can also customize and facilitate other meetings for your staff as well. The FSA Leadership Institute completed its 9th year, and this year we gave participants space to process the unique challenges they face with a lens of leading in a Quaker affiliate organization. 80 people have gone through the program since its inception. FSA organizations were able to host virtual and in-person internships through our program in association with Friends Foundation for the Aging. The internship program serves as a vehicle to support students' introduction to opportunities in senior living. Collaboration through peer groups. We are beginning to hold some peer groups in person while still staying in tune to offering additional peer groups where needed and creating the space virtually for you to share best practices and innovative ideas that you are doing to recruit staff and keep them engaged, and to continue providing exceptional client service. This past year, we've held 34 peer groups. Our current peer groups are administrative assistants, admissions marketing, CEO, CFO, development directors, diversity, resident services, and human resources. You can find the list of upcoming meetings and dates on our site, so please consider joining us. Coaching. Individual coaching is available to help meet specific needs to sustain staff. And we continue to be a partner in your diversity, equity, and inclusion efforts through virtual, customized on-site trainings and individual assessments to sustain and spark your continued journey in DEI. We've added several new trainings in this area, including unconscious bias, microaggressions, and intercultural communication and leadership. Our hope is to continue offering additional resources for you this year. Overall, I thank you for your ongoing partnership. Your strength and creativity during this past year has helped me to sustain my spirit, and I look forward to our ongoing partnership. Thank you.